it's become sort of normal. Nadra?
You're saying that you wouldn't expose your family to this culture of being bullied for their skin colour, and you wouldn't introduce them to your business. So instead of so it's okay for your family not to be exposed to it, but instead of finding a solution for everybody, you're like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, your family are bullying you. Come permanently change yourself. Shouldn't you, instead of doing that, shouldn't we as a community be trying to promote beauty? It's like the Dove advert. It's what is beauty or whatever, real beauty. I can't remember the campaign name. Campaign for Real Beauty, that was it, and it was like they were promoting big is beautiful. Shouldn't you be doing that as well, instead of saying you're being bullied, come see me, hate yourself, come see me, you know?
Very good point.
As a person who was bullied all my life for being dark, I don't have any complexes now. I think you just need to grow up. Instead of, if I'd known about a solution a few years ago, would I have not gone, actually, why don't I go call mummy and daddy and go do that? You know, it's about growing up, and instead of telling people that, oh, it's okay, there's a solution to it now, shouldn't you be promoting a healthy idea of what beauty is? We've got campaigning against size zeros. Shouldn't we be campaigning against white people? You know what I mean?
That's a very good point.
It's a very, very good point. That's the whole reason why we don't advertise. We don't advertise on television, we don't advertise the product, but people come to us with a problem. And obviously, like I said, 50% of our customers want to lighten their skin because, number one, they were dark before, or they've got patches, or they've got darkness under their eyes, or they've got freckles, hyperpigmentation, melasma. These are all conditions that it's reducing their confidence. And they cover it with makeup. We say, why cover it with makeup when you can have a permanent solution?
Yeah, but Abdul, I think Nadra's point is this: to develop self-confidence in a girl or a boy, you need to teach them to respect who they are, and not try to mold into society's idea of what is considered beautiful or acceptable. So I think the point that she was trying to make is, instead of saying, look, if you're not happy being dark, become light, we should be saying, look, this is the color of your skin, and whatever color skin you are, you're beautiful.
Yeah. We usually promote the corrective properties of the product. But what I found is, at the end of the day, if you give something to somebody, they can use it for good or they can use it for bad. It's the same as selling a knife.
So are you saying that people who are using it for skin lightening are using it for bad then?
I wouldn't say they're using it for bad. I believe that it's a person's own judgment. I think it's their life and they should be free to choose whatever they want to do with their skin. It's a freedom of choice, isn't it?
Seema?
But talking about judgment, like, we're being judged in the first place, so we can be judged again, but in supposedly a good way. And like, sort of talking about just a bit about the cast that you were sort of mentioning earlier, do you feel like there's like a loss of history almost? Because obviously caste was sort of related with occupation, but it wasn't the skin color that ranked the occupation. If you take away, like, let's say you've got a female figure, you take away the skin, you take away all the connotations of that skin, the woman is just there for, it's like a gaze, a desirable object. And why should it always be like that? It all comes down, it is really complex because it comes down to these sort of tiny little things that sort of build up. And I think that's where it's sort of, it's almost not just a lack of respect for skin color, but a lack of respect for women.
I'm okay with your point on saying that it's a personal choice. You can look like you want to. That's fine. But the whole problem is that the media, the reason that people want to change their skin color is because the media is portraying the white color as pretty and beautiful. And I mean, I'm fairer than a lot of my white friends, to be honest. And I've always wanted to be darker because I don't like how fair I am. And I mean, that's also because sitting in England, you get all these tanning products and they're like, you can be darker. But by putting that thought into these poor people's heads that, oh my God, you're not pretty, and then they think, wait, maybe I'm not pretty, I'm going to go get myself whitened. You're putting that thought into their head by saying it's acceptable. And fair enough, it's a personal choice, but the personal choice has kind of been put in them. It's like innately in them now, because our parents, our grandparents, it's like, it's in there. It's not their personal choice. They might think it's their personal choice, but I personally don't think it is their personal choice at all. But I don't know what you take on that is, but
I think it's a very good point. But I think you're on the other end of the spectrum where you feel you're too light. Now, what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people think it's okay to be darker, so it's okay to tan your skin and put bronzer on and things like that, but it's not okay to be lighter. But I think it's okay for anything. You can darken your skin or lighten your skin. It's your own choice.
You've been watching Broken Silence. We're talking about skin lightening. What color is attractive? Is it only attractive to be fair, or can we just be happy with the color of skin we're born in? We'll continue this debate in a minute, right after this short break. Hi, welcome back to Broken Silence. I'm Sanyya, Gardez. We're talking about skin lightening. Where did this notion in our culture come that being fair means being beautiful? Joining me on the panel is Abdul Alim from UK Skin Lightening and Seema Kanda, who's researching skin lightening. Seema, tell me, where did this notion come from that somehow fairer skin makes you more desirable?
Well, I think it's a number of factors. Like, obviously, we've got parts of history with the connotations associated with caste and colour and status. And I believe there's loss of history there. As you were mentioning earlier, you know, we're not in those occupations anymore, and you can still have members of the family of the same caste, whether you're high or lower, and the skin colour differentiates, so it's completely different. And I think we need to think about some other factors, maybe like the westernization, the domination of the white male or the white person. And I think these are things that sort of influence.
It's so ingrained in our minds that it's something that we probably can't lose, like you said, for at least another 100 years. Now, Abdul, if I wanted to try this UK skin lightening cream, how much is it going to set me back?
We've got various products. The most popular one costs £97.
What is it? I mean, is it just a topical cream?
It's a 3-in-1 serum, cream, and a protector. Basically, the serum's for lightening your skin. It's just a very clear gel.
Well, will this 97-pound tube do it for me? Will I have to keep buying the product?
Most of the time, it's sufficient for what you want to get to. People usually start seeing results between 2 and 5 weeks. What we recommend is that they use it for 3 months, and that box lasts between 2 and 3 months.
Now, you're also developing something that completely blew my mind when I heard about this. Drops that actually change the color of your eyes.
That's right, yeah.
Can you please just tell us a little bit more about that? That's so intriguing.
Well, I found that a lot of youngsters want to have different color eyes, and
a lot of young Asians.
Young Asians, definitely young Asians, want to have different color eyes, and the only way to have it at the moment is through contact lenses. And I thought there must be a way. So I researched and basically found out exactly, you know, what the iris is made of and how it can change colors. For example, you have children at a very young age being born with grey eyes or green eyes, and as they grow older, the colour of their eye changes. So we've started doing research and development into changing eye colours by using just eye drops.
Now, you've done that on yourself, and when I was sitting next to you, I could tell that your eyes are not brown. They're very light, hazily colored.
That's right. I test all our products. I test them first, just in case. But obviously, we've got a panel of dermatologists, we've got opticians, we've got absolutely everybody on the panel to see whether these products are safe and they're working. And obviously, I love testing.
Are you just trying to make all of us white-skinned and blue-eyed?
I think women should have a choice, men should have a choice. I think everyone should have a choice, and I'm giving them that choice.
But the choice that you're giving them is to become more fair and lighter skin.
But I'm also developing a bronzing cream, so maybe I'm giving them the choice
now,
to be darker
let's be
as
real.
well.
How many Asians are actually going to be using that bronzing cream?
Not many at all. I think the market there is the Caucasian market, so it's a different market, isn't it?
Seema, do you think that, you know, obviously Aishwarya Rai is an iconic person and she's considered beautiful the world over. But do you think in our culture, in the South Asian culture, the reason we think that Aishwarya Rai is so beautiful is because she doesn't look Asian?
I think to a certain extent, yes, because it's almost you're looking at her as the other. She's seen as almost like, to a certain extent, and to a lot of people, she could be described as like almost quite supreme because she's very different, and that's what makes her stand out. And I think sort of to be Asian and trying to be something that's not of your cultural background is quite a difficult thing.
It's kind of sad, isn't it?
It is.
I don't know how many other communities are having